Hello and welcome to the Active Poet Society Miniature Art and Poetry magazine reading of our very first zine that is sponsored by Planetary Cultures, our brand new nonprofit, and we are building global bridges. So I'm just going to go through the zine in case you're not in our area here. As I mentioned, our new nonprofit is Planetary Cultures, and we have different sections from the poetry workshops that we've already been doing. This is version 1 of our art magazine, and I will just move along to the poems. So, poem 1 is by Tyler Miller Poet. That's myself, and it's called Mirror Mirror. My green media thing environmentally feels like you could rewind your tongue with an epic note to no one. You roll over, baby, and by blowing out mouth sparklets, a lit candle sweats the earth still, all sitting on all that lava. The whole globe stratums, a drop of water upon a marble, which blooms suddenly and moves magnetically, then slides from your side. All right, and here we have the Mediterranean Nizar, who teaches ballroom dance in Tunisia. I guess this is a cool way for me to kind of dive into the background of the zine and how it started. Nizar came to Phoenix, Arizona, where I've done an open mic for many years, and he told me all about Tunisia and how we could do art things and do this and that, and we really worked together on starting the nonprofit and doing all the poetry and kind of just working on all of our dreams in a way. So big shout out to him and his ballroom dance every Friday in Tunis, Tunisia. So let's move on here to Franz Wright. He was a big inspiration with our poetry workshops. Just the ability to have clear language and still utilize metaphor and things like that, and just be really enjoyable. By the way, Franz Wright and his father, James Wright, are the only father-son duo to both win Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. Untitled by Franz Wright. I basked in you, I loved you helplessly with a boundless tongue-tied love. And death doesn't prevent me from loving you. Besides, in my opinion, you aren't dead. I know dead people, and you are not dead. By the way, the visual, Ahmadi Ben Saad, he's in one of the pictures here. An amazing artist at the Cultural Center Tahar Haded, which has a great reputation in Tunis, and we had an event there, and so I wanted to represent his art. Here we have Halil writing maybe his first poem, but I don't want to... It's really, really enjoyable. His poetry is already really, really enjoyable, and I'll just let it speak for itself. Violet, say me more. I told the story. She was sitting out there, walking within a song. I am as true as forever. Then I woke up. Therefore, vulnerability, loss, so sheer, the winter's fault. It giggles to paint within my enigma, a quirk, your call of happy among Halfoween. 251 sip. I owe myself more than you do. It begins to sprinkle, and I sweep out. Please say me more, with speech or without. A word of goodbye to Bakatao. Sure, I butchered that name by Yasmin Ben Salah. Although you didn't have to go, no more of your hair everywhere, no more tender touches. I still watch for my steps at night to not wake you up. I still wait by the door for you to get back inside. Will I ever stop nodding to your spot every morning? Finished a tour around the sun, then you fade away. I will not sleep, for only night understands our sorrows. At night we shall meet again, my big furry friend. I threw away the carrier, buried you inside, motionless, shocked, cold, poisoned, so I figured. I suppose you were a nuisance, you gentle presence. I'm sorry, tender-eyed, sorry for failing you, and sorry for this world. And a little shout out to the Poetry Club here. Followed by, oh my gosh, a poem by Farah. A white radiation, illuminating, emanating, swatching its light on the higher part of that guy's neck through his transparent body at the metro station, high-pitched. Parts of his brain under the scalp are condensing. I thought they would shrink for some... Well, this is not a poem about you and I. It's about them. Superficial, slouched, horizontally shaped, moisturized oval ball filled with a grayish, bluish, dense liquid like a screen on his chest. Notice, I hope you understand, and I hope you realize that all of this is not hallucination. Okay, the thing is, my eyes refuse to see the grayish, bluish ball and the radiation, but they are there. Invisibility can be equal to existence sometimes, for some cases. Scientifically, they are repulsive. That grayish-bluish ball and the radiation, let's call this mess them. THEM, them, but them is connected. Maybe this was just a quick dive into the misused, disfigured doodles under my eyelids and through the insides, but vivid, perfectly graphic. What if this is prolonged for longer than it takes, even if time stopped, it remains? I know, I am aware, some things don't make sense at all. Words aren't always the most useful tool of description. I cannot distinguish reality from fiction. Let me clarify. People can have transparent bodies just like that guy. I watched his moves perfectly. You notice the pattern and connect the dots. Push. Make the effort. Them. Them is right around the corner. All it takes is an in-depth observation and analysis. This is not a rapid view from a passenger seat. Freeze frame. Find that guy. Wrap him with some love and give him appreciation, 'cause sometimes you maybe realize that the guy right there is needing you in a hopeful desperation. I want to pronounce Farah's last name correctly here. Bear with me. Yeah, that's it. It's Farah Souissi, Souissi. My good friend Farah. All right. And that was a cool thing, is just hanging out, sharing culture and sharing poems and stuff like that. It's just a really cool thing. So, I love this poem as well. Through Flowers and Streams by Kala Wesletti. Kala Wesletti. Through Flowers and Streams. Am I writing to remember or to forget? Finding you between my lines is what I regret. I shall now turn the pages of my crimson notebook and write in the way I breathe, the way I am, the things that my heart yearns to know and longs to forget. Here I write with the darkest ink in my pen. Smoking nervously my last cigarette and staring fearfully at the black narcissus on my chest, hoping that all these heartaches will somehow shudder and fade away. On one warm crimson sunrise, I realized that my sadness isn't beautiful, that flowery words cannot conceal my longing for self-contentment, and I knew with certainty that there will be moments of despair. But darling, I don't need you here to wipe my tears, because in my own company I find my strength. I am not a half. I am not incomplete. I've lost and won and fought to become the person I am today. No, I am not pretty when I cry, like you used to say, but I am when I laugh and smile. You admired my pieces, you lingered on my details, but you were intimidated by my complete. That's why you didn't know how to love me whole. I admit it to you. At a certain time, I was sad and little and obscure. I guess that's why you thought that I don't have as much soul as you, but I do. I have as much love as the deep sea. It dawns on me like a warm winter sunrise. It fills me with warmth and sweet dreams and musk rose blooms. Now my heart is pressed. Now my heart is a pressed flower in a tattered book, yet it is the only poem's verse that I can trust. You have always thought of me like a candle in the wind with lukewarm flame, but today I feel that all the beautiful stars shine for me, and I know that this uncertain path can take me home at last. So I go onward throughout flowers and streams, fearless despite all of my fears. All right, so we have Life's Simple Pleasures by Blaney Kidd. Life's Simple Pleasures, I'm calling it, and I'm calling this Life's Simple Pleasures. For I like many things, and I dislike many more things. I like chillin' by myself late at night, playing games, listening to music. I dislike arrogance, even though I'm its greatest practitioner. I dislike deceit and hypocrisy. No, that's it. And the point, dear numbheads, is that life's simple pleasures aren't actually that simple. Chillin' by myself at night grounds me. It lets me humble myself, for I am but a god above you all, walking the path of a mere mortal. Playing games connects me to the world. It lets me see the sheer amount of talent and creativity we as a human race possess. Listening to music reminds me of how vulnerable we all can be, of how fascinating love is, or so I'm told, of how I will forever live vicariously through others' experiences. Those are all complex pleasures. My dislikes, however, are truly simple. I dislike arrogance, deceit, and hypocrisy. Because I dislike bullies, don't at me. Life is a complex pleasure and a far simpler annoyance. I called it. Thank me. I'll be here all week. Alright, I feel like I should cheer after all of these just on my own. Like I need like a cheer track. Yeah. So that is it. We call ourselves the Active Poet Society, and we hope to have a continued workshop that will start in a couple of months. Right now, I'm here in Arizona representing the Planetary Cultures nonprofit and this zine, and we have a couple of other nice things to sort of bring to the marketplace and share culture with everybody. So, yeah, this was just the idea that I had to put this on YouTube for everybody. So hopefully you enjoyed, and we will go ahead and stay in touch here on the Planetary Cultures YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.